BTC has been bleeding us out for the last, I don't know, it's felt like forever. But are we getting a reversal now? We've just seen things like Solana, Link, all these types of tokens. They've just started bouncing on some major support. So we're going to dive in right now and take a look at these. Was that the bottom of the move for these altcoins? Is there more pain to come? We're also looking at BTC. It's floating in an okay area. I'm not totally happy with it. So we're going to take a look there and see where BTC needs to be for us. But right now, I have jumped into a Sol long. I'm still in a Link long, and I've got another long that I've entered on an absolute shit coin that I'm going to show you guys. And yeah, we're going to take you through all of that. So much to get into today. Let's get right into it. And here's Banter Bubbles looking green AF. I mean, it's quite nice. You can just move it onto the 1 hour, and all the bleak and dark bleeding for the last 3 or 4 days of pain just suddenly looks a little bit better. Like, I'm already feeling I'm in a little bit of a better mood here while we bled out. I mean, we felt a lot of pressure with these altcoins sitting on these areas. So look, right now we can see best performers that very quickly here. We got near pumping nicely, Audi at 4%. Remember, this is in the last hour. We got Chili 6%, Link's doing 3% for us. Render's done 4, always a nice little bouncer. So things are definitely happening here. And is this going to be sustainable? So let's just quickly dive into BTC before we look at some of the news out there, just to give you guys an idea of where I think we are and what needs to happen. So this is our BTC weekly that we keep looking at, and you can see what I meant earlier when I was saying I'm not quite comfortable with where BTC is sitting. Normally I want to see BTC flush out and drop onto a nice solid zone with these altcoins sitting in those areas. That normally gets me a little bit more excited, but right now BTC looking like a little bit of no man's land, especially on this weekly chart. So not getting super excited on a weekly basis here with BTC, but what I do like is this area slightly lower down, and I have highlighted it here in the middle here. So 37.5 is still a hot zone for me that I'm watching, and I'd love to see a quick little wick down from BTC into that area, and maybe a little bit of dominance dropping while that happens for us, so these altcoins don't get too damaged. But I really think the real bounce and the big move for us, for me, is got to be in this 37.5 region, anywhere sort of in that zone. And you can see these are weekly candles, so this is quite a hot area. We're not going to try and pinpoint to the exact dollar where it needs to be, but this is a potential area now where I want to see this move. But again, if it doesn't, we're going to dial in now and just take a look at some zoomed in examples here of what could actually play out on a shorter time frame, and maybe then it won't matter too much. So here is the 4 hour range that I've been watching, and you can see we've just bled out slowly. Yesterday we were looking for that CME gap to close, and they did it. They gave it to us. They closed the CME gap perfectly. Everyone thought we were good. That was the bottom. Well, I certainly did. I was pretty keen on that CME gap closed, and they pumped us up, and we thought all was going to be well and things were going to be firing, and then they just came and absolutely reversed us one more time straight through that CME gap. And you can see here we've now lost the 100-day MA. So the 100-day moving average is not talked about a lot, but it is a significant moving average that I like to have on some of my charts, and it's a nice little guide for us. Now we have lost that 100-day MA, so this is quite a big area now that we have lost. This 39,300. It's going to be a little bit of a struggle to get back, and then I've got this 38K down to about 37.5 that I was talking about on the weekly, and you can see it's this nice little cluster here. You can see there's going to be liquidity here, and there is going to be a bit of a bounce zone in this area. So ideally what I'd like to see here, and hopefully it's not going to do too much damage to these altcoins, is just one more BTC quick flush into the zone here, just to get us going and get these alts firing. We can see during the last bleed, dominance actually started dumping a little bit, and Solana, for example, held on to these levels that me and Sheldon were looking at earlier today when we were live trading on his show. And you know, that was a positive sign for me that these alts were starting to now hang on to these areas. So what I'd like to see, again, first prize, just a flush into this area here from BTC. I don't want the alts to drop too much, maybe a double bottom on these alts currently from where they are sitting, and then that push higher. If that doesn't happen, and BTC wants to just kick on now and start pushing higher. Well, the first thing we got to do is keep our eyes on this 100-day moving average and the CME gap that we have now broken through and lost. So what I want to see here is just a typical move here. We want to push up through this 100-day MA, and we want to retrace but find some kind of support here. Hopefully, if you dial in, you're going to find that's going to be a 382 or a 618 fib, just some kind of support there on the pullback, and then gradually make its way up. This is going to be a challenge here for us. This 40,300 area, that's going to be a bit of a challenge. And then after that, we've got a nice little area here, 41,700 that I'm going to be looking at. So that is my short-term plan, up and down. That is what I'm looking at. Ideally, again, if we dump here on BTC and they want to flush to the 37.5, you need to pull that dominance chart out that you got in front of you there and make sure that this dominance is dropping a little bit while it's flushing. And that means these alts might be more amenable to holding their levels and then pushing higher. Who's in the chats here? Who's in the chats? Support Art says Doge. Well, yeah, Doge is one of the charts I've got for you today that we're going to talk about. And just, yeah, I've got Super, I've got Injective, I've got Uni, I've got Render, I've got Sui, Link, and Sol. And we're going to go through these and we're going to look at yours now. I also just wanted to show you a couple of tweets here. So right now BTC is just chilling at the moment, so we can just look at what's going on. We saw today there was more of this 𝗲𝗏 situation again. They're coming at us with this 𝗲𝗏. So we got this GBTC stuff happening, which has been putting so much pressure on the market. And now they're talking about a 𝗲𝗏 distribution. Finally, they're asking for addresses. They want to send money out. And again, the market's panicking, based on the news. They haven't even done anything yet. And this report starts coming out and, the BTC starts bleeding again. People are starting to sweat, all these types of things. And I just thought this was hilarious. I mean, this is a simple guide to CT, crypto Twitter, based on what the prices are doing. And I've been through all of this with you guys, I'm pretty sure. But minus 10%, we're saying, oh, it's so over. Minus 20%, oh, these prices, we haven't seen them since last week. And minus 30%, what do I do to you guys? I say, guys, let's zoom out, let's look at these weeklies, let's see where we are. And we get a 10% pump, and then suddenly we're all bullish again. So follow this guy Meepo, Mike 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, it says here. I really enjoyed that. I mean, it's just part of crypto Twitter and the life we experience here trading these altcoins. Okay, let's look at the current dominance situation. So this is what I like to do in these pressure situations when we are feeling the heat and these alts are sitting at these big areas. I like to get out the dominance on a 15-minute or 1 hour just to kind of get a guide from the dominance as to what is happening. It tells us a story on these altcoins. So those of you that are new to trading and specifically altcoin trading, as altcoin traders, we like to see a weak dominance. We want to see this dominance coming down. And especially when these altcoins get to hot support zones, we want to know that this dominance is dropping and just allowing them just to hover around their areas a bit better, for want of a better term. And remember, if this dominance is pumping, it means all the action is there with BTC and potentially drawing out the money from these altcoins. Let's see who else is here. 𝗬𝗏𝗡 is here. Cunning George is here. He's loving 𝗏. Guys, don't forget, 𝗏 is a nice potential staking token you want to hold now. There's a lot of staking narratives going on in the market at the moment, and now the 𝗏 stakers are getting stuck in because they want airdrops and all these things. So 𝗏 is definitely a token of interest that you guys need to pay attention to. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Mad Dog says the music is perfect today. Yes, I believe the music was a bit loud yesterday, apparently. So hopefully this is all right. Cunning George says pump it up. Well, what I can give you is my bull, which I was using today. It's a very important bull, this thing. And, we like to use it. We were trying to play the bull song earlier just to get the market moving a little bit, and it did work. Gilham says, how's your long Sol position? Well, right now it's actually cooking. So let's tee off with Sol, because that's a nice topical one, because Sheldon and I were both long Sol today. And, this is how it is. What we were looking at, this was my plan. And for those of you that follow me on Twitter, you would have seen my Sol plan. And those of you that don't follow me on Twitter, please follow me on Twitter here at the Lord of Entry. You can see I gave you a nice little picture there as well, and I put my finger on my lips trying to look super cool there for you guys. So follow me on Twitter. I did give my Solana game plan here earlier today. I said this is what I was looking for. I was looking for a bounce in this area, so follow me there. And in fact, I actually gave that plan. When was that? On the 22nd of January. We were looking at that Sol plan, and right now it seems to be potentially playing out here for us. So let's take a look and see what's happening here. So we have had this loss of trend. We had the loss of 50-day MA for Solana, and we were dipping into this region. And this is where Sheldon and I were talking longs today and getting a little bit stressed out. They were putting us under pressure. I think Sheldon almost got stopped there at one point. And this was a good area for us. Why is this a good area? It's horizontals on the 12-hour. It's a 786 fib pool as well. And often when we lose a rising trend, we need to find a reaction point where we can get that bounce and potentially open up opportunities for the bears. So right now we are playing a short-term bounce, which is potentially going to open up a short for us. So right now my game plan for Solana was a long from this region. So my target here was anything from about 78 down to about 77 was a nice little juicy zone for Sol longs. And again, we might still get that visit. If BTC wants to come down to that 38K, 37.5, we're going to get a double bottom situation on some of these altcoins. So if you're seeing them bouncing now, look, it's possible that they could run away from us, but again, we don't want to say that they definitely will. If we do get that move, I want to see BTC test a nice support. And with that, I want to see these alts confirm a nice little area here and give us the double bottom. So your opportunity might not be gone for Solana. So anything, even from about 79.5 down a little bit lower, you might be able to get a little bite there if we do get that pullback. And then the target, the upside move here, I don't want to be greedy here. And if you are long Sol already and now your trade is green, you don't want to get too greedy here because we are in a bearish environment. We know this. And you want to make sure you're taking profit. So right now this TP zone for me is an 88 to 89 region for Solana. So if we do push that high, that is a TP zone for the bulls. And then the bears, that is where you're going to start looking for potential shorts. So how are you going to do that? Well, you're going to look for it to push into this rising trend. You're going to see we're going to have another trend playing a game over here, and we can try and get it a bit neater for you guys. But we've got the 50-day MA. We're going to have two trends here. We're going to have horizontals. We're going to have a fib in that area. So a potentially bearish situation is going to be developing there for Sol. So that is something we'll worry about later. But the bears are going to be looking for a short setup when we do, or if we do, pump into this 88 to 90 region. And then you're going to play it, you're going to look for a bigger move lower down. So right now things are looking a little bit bullish, but short-term bullish on this bounce. And again, if we invert this chart, you'll see what I mean. If we are playing longs, for example, if we look at this chart from a bull's perspective, a little retracement here is a buy for us as bulls. And if we flip it back over to where we were, you would see that it makes sense now that the bears potentially want to grab some shorts in that area. Okay, so that is the plan there for Solana. So long and strong here for now. Again, you can exit if you want to. Your risk has now moved up. This has pumped a little bit since we spoke about it earlier. But if you're looking at a candle close under today's lows, that could be a potential exit for you. But my original plan here was about a 4% stop from the entry area. And that is a confirmed loss of the 786. It's a confirmed loss of that horizontal support. So that is the ideal setup here. And again, watch out for a potential double bottom here on Sol. Just because it's moving now doesn't mean that that's the move. It might they might come back one more time. Okay, what else have I got? Link. Okay, so this is a trade we gave at the Sniper Club today. And again, it's very difficult when things are under pressure there, guys. And that's why I often say to you in my trade setups on Sniper Club, I say to you, candle close under these areas. And this is a perfect example here because so far they've given all these traders a second life. So what they've done, this is Link on the 4-hour. Our entry box was this region from 14 down to about 13.8. The reason I like this area for a reaction, I had a 618 fib, I had a 200-week moving average, I had the 100-day moving average, and I had a horizontal moving average in this area. So this tells me that we're going to get some kind of reaction. How high? Again, it's really anyone's guess. We know reaction zones. That's where we target. These are the leverage areas that we look for when we're trading leverage. We're greedy with our entries. And this is one of these zones for me, a reaction area. So you can see it's a reaction area because it reacts. Look how Link is reacting in this zone. So once it bled into this area, this gave me a sign that things could react and the market could be looking for a little move up. So anyway, this is what we've done now. They've pushed past the stop loss area. Now I said in Sniper Club, look for a close under that region. And again, they've pushed it past, but they've pumped it right back up. So they came on a stop hunt there and now they've pushed it up again. So traders, this is a box. This is an entry box that is still available, but now we know the low has been established. There's a stake in the ground here, and we know that they'd often like to come and visit these wicks one more time. So let's accept that that could happen. So again, if you've missed this trade, you can also let it settle a little bit, let it pull down a little bit. You now have your support marker there is your low, and you know your exit point if that doesn't work. And TP zones, again, we don't want to be too greedy here. TP zone 1, 14.8, TP zone 2, 15.4. So the total size, if the market is that kind to us, we're only looking for about a 12% move here on Link. And then potentially we need to reassess, take profits, and try and understand where we are. And again, I still want to see BTC flush a little bit lower here. And it's a little bit frustrating that it didn't get the timing right and nail it all together there in one go. So we just need to have one eye on BTC while we're watching these altcoins. Okay, let's see who else is here. Katie's looking for CAS. Yeah, this CAS thing is playing out that I did on Coincall the other day. That option that I took on CAS expires on the 26th. So we got 3 more days for CAS to drop a little bit lower. I'll show you that setup shortly. Then I also wanted to show you guys reasons why this market was looking like it's potentially going to reverse again. This is CoinGlass. Okay, this is an RSI heat map that they supply you on CoinGlass. This is the 4-hour time frame that they've given you, and this is a nice little tool to use when the market's getting a little bit hot. You can log into CoinGlass and take a look at all the overbought RSIs, and then you can also take a look here at the oversold, and you can see the majority of these altcoins that they keep track of are in the oversold area. And that's telling us, look, it doesn't tell us exactly when the move is coming, but we know when we've been sweating for this long, at some point there is going to be some kind of reversal coming, even a short-term little reversal. And the deeper that these tokens drop into this area, it gives us a guide that, you know, at some point the pain is going to stop. And I'm going to show you another tool that I've been using to guide me, also to tell us when the end is near. And we're going to use, let's use BONK as an example. Okay, so I'm long BONK, and one of our sponsors, Tubit, is it's a new exchange in the area, and they've just put BONK on their exchange. So here's Tubit. I've opened a BONK position here. I've opened a small BONK position. Remember, these meme coins, I like a small position, big move on these meme coins. Ideally low leverage or spot. That is really where you want to be, because these things are so volatile. I'm on Tubit, and they've given us a nice selection of tokens here. So if you click on the drop down, you can see what they supply, and they tell me they're releasing new tokens every couple of weeks. They're dropping new tokens onto the exchange. So slowly it is growing. Those of you that were trading on Tubit with me in the beginning, you would have noticed there were way less tokens, and they're starting to add. So nice little selection coming, and they're putting on new ones every day. So here we are. I took a BONK long on a cross account. So if this does start pushing higher, then I'll have some free margin that I can use to potentially open some more trades with the profits without having to close the actual trade. So right now you can see I'm on cross, and it's 10x leverage that I've used, but I haven't used the full margin that I had in this account. So again, the trade now is effectively maybe a 6x or a 7x because there is still margin available there. So I haven't used up the full margin. So guys, and remember, Tubit is actually a KYC friendly exchange, and there's all types of sign up bonuses and all sorts of things there. And they're quite a fast growing exchange, and you can see all these tokens that they're dropping in there. So take a look, grab the link in the description. Very KYC friendly apparently, and that should help the Americans and those type that want to do some trading. So take a look there, and there are some sign up bonuses available. Okay, let's see. Hubert says Bruce is in the house. Yes, Bruce is in the chats. Bruce is still not well. He's not sending us banging setups because Bruce has got a bit of a cold. The man needs to rest. Okay, let's go. BONK. So let me take you through this BONK and the reasoning why I thought it was a good idea to look for a long. So the first thing I did here, we just zoom out, and we can see that BONK has been drifting down into a major support area. And the first time it did that, it gave us a nice little bounce. Let's just take a look here. We got a little bounce here on the daily. We got a nice little bounce, pushed up, little rejection, and sent it back down. So again, this tells me one of two things. Okay, at some point we can see we've got this descending situation going on here, and so at some point they're going to want to try and send us lower to that 200-day. But during these events, we always get some kind of bounce, or not always, but we often get some kind of bounce, even if it's a dead cat bounce and things like that. And if we're taking BONK for an example, we know that we get big moves out of BONK. So let's just zoom in a little bit more. And what I'm saying here is if we do get a bounce in this area, we could get a nice little 20 to 30% move here on BONK. So let's take a look. We're going to take our fibs. We're going to go from the highs to the lows here, and we want to look at potential bounce areas here for BONK, keeping in mind that the previous bounce resulted in a lower high, so we might get another lower high. But again, it doesn't mean we can't have fun. So here we go. Up to the 618, for example, is a 44% move here on BONK. So, you know, looks like a risk reward play that could kind of play out here for us. Another thing of interest to me is I pulled out 𝗧𝗥𝗚𝗀𝗀, and I bashed on my my 𝗧𝗥𝗚𝗀𝗀 signals and overlays, and I just let me just get these settings right here. We got on the 4 hour. And we can see we got the settings right now. Okay, so on the 4 hour on Lux, what did it tell me? It told me that it printed a short for us at these highs. And this was a long journey. It printed the short on the 15th of January. And now we've been bleeding out since then. And we got our first X, which is of interest. But remember, we got our first X and we were quite far away from major support. Then they printed our second X earlier on. When was that? That was on yesterday evening. They printed our second X. And basically, they're telling me that we are looking for some kind of short-term bounce. The short is now getting tired and potentially time to start returning to a more bullish situation. So when you see a second X and even a third X on some of these 𝗧𝗥𝗚𝗀 prints, it often can tell you that we might be at the end of the move and we could have some kind of short-term bounce coming. And if that ties in nicely with the current BTC situation, well then, and BTC moving up, well then a lot of these alts are going to look for a small-term move. And again, we could be bearish. We could be looking for a lower high one more time. And that's why we need to be greedy with our profits. So I'm looking target-wise, my first area, I'm looking at multiple zeros, 1330. And then I'm looking at the 618, so 147. So these are two potential TP zones for BONK. And then if you're looking to exit, where you want to exit, well, you want to look at cutting anything if you lose the lows today or you lose previous lows. So what I would suggest here is keep an eye on this little circled box over here. You can see this support area. So I would say look for a loss of that region at 926, or if you want to be a tighter stop or have a tighter stop, look for a loss of the current 4 hour candle. That's at 974. So if these two levels fail and the candle closes under those regions, then that trade is perhaps off and they're actually sending us to hell. And you know, then we know BTC is doing other things, and we could be looking at that. And then we're talking the 200-day MA and things like that, much lower down for BONK. So remember now, any of these scalps that we're looking at now, any of these bounces, these are short-term moves. We're potentially looking at a bearish downtrend for the next while, the next few weeks, could be the next month or two, and while BTC settles all the way down. But it doesn't mean we don't get these bounces in some of these altcoins, and we can look for these shorts and we can look for these longs of good areas. Okay, let's see who else we got. Farah says, "Get well, Bruce." Daniel says, "BTC, nice push." Okay, we're gonna update there on BTC. Let's see who else is here, guys, and let me know what you're trading. Did anyone get flushed out? I got slapped around. My God, I got slapped around in the last 24 hours. It wasn't a fun ride, I must say. But again, always you watch your dominance, you watch your signals, you watch your big levels, and you always try not to panic. You just try and keep calm. And, you know, losing, getting stopped out and things like that is part of the game. If you want to be a trader, you're going to get stopped. You're going to take blows. You're going to have depressed days. But then when you get it right, obviously, different feeling. And things can change very quickly. So, guys, just hang in there. If you did get slapped around, you're not alone. I got absolutely nailed. I nearly got liquidated on one or two of my trading accounts as well. It wasn't fun. Okay, let's see. Thomas says he's got Carver. Thomas is here, and this guy gave me this bull. That's Thomas's bull. He sent me that bull sound. So he says only his Carver survived. Yeah, there was news on Carver. Carver turned out got some news. Leon got smashed. Guys, it's been brutal out there. Leon says he got smashed. Yeah, guys, whew, this is part of the game. I mean, we weren't expecting a move this deep and dark on some of these altcoins. I must say, we all knew that we were going to get some kind of pullback, but in between you get a bounce along the way, and they just came for us, and they came for us, and they came for us. So you guys are not alone there. I also got absolutely slapped around, and anyone who's saying they didn't, well, I don't know. Maybe they're not being totally honest. Because some of these alts look juicy a couple of times over the last 3 or 4 days. So you guys definitely aren't alone there. Okay, Joanna says brutal. Yeah, it was absolutely brutal. No, sometimes you feel like an old Mike Tyson in the boxing ring, you know, getting slapped around by somebody else when you come out of there. Whew. Rough ride. But again, remember, guys, let's be greedy with some profits. If we get a little pumps here, take profits, de-risk, raise your stops, all these types of things. And let's try and get some of that back there. Okay, another banger that I've got here for you guys is ETH. Has ETH been playing ball? So I just want to show you, again, it's a very simple situation here. ETH responding to a 786 and horizontal, believe it or not. And so yesterday, what did they give us? They gave us their backup level, the 618. So this 2,300 level that I was talking about yesterday, they gave us a nice little reaction, and they pumped it to 2,350 before it ran out of steam, and they sent it back down. I mean, they sent it back down hard. This was pretty rough on ETH. So now we got a 786 bounce on ETH. You can see we got nice horizontals here tying in with these with this area, and yeah, nice little move here for ETH. I still prefer this horizontal here, 2,100. That is still my area. This is where I had limit orders set to buy some ETH now while it was dumping. I was actually getting quite excited. I thought I was going to get this move at 2,100, but unfortunately it didn't hit. Again, doesn't mean it's not going to come back again for a second test, because again, I remind you, I'm not happy with where BTC is in the current situation. So we got to keep one eye on that. But what I do like about things like ETH, look how oversold the stochastic RSI is on the 4 hour. We've got similar situations, on the 8 hour, we've got similar situations on the 4 hour as well. And look, things are definitely starting to bounce, a little bit of a dead cat bounce perhaps. But again, we need to identify potential resistance areas and where ETH could potentially TP or reverse for us. So let's just take a look here again, and I'm pulling out Lux one more time because I just wanted to look at the indication that we're going to get a reversal. And here is another example with Lux and ETH. So here they printed the short. What did they give us? They gave us the first X very high. They printed the second X. Okay, now that would have fooled a lot of people, including myself. I was long ETH at 2,300. I thought that was the move, and they dipped it one more time. But when you get a move like that, and you see that second X on ETH, and it's very rare that you get the third one, and they're pushing into a 786 or a horizontal, well, then you know the end of that particular move, balance of probabilities, it's pretty much over. Again, we have these outliers where it will rip through long, short, whatever. But you know, if you use this system time and time again, once you see these two prints and we are pushing another big horizontal area, balance of probabilities, you're going to get some kind of relief bounce there. Okay, let's see what else is happening here. Leon says it feels like he's been obliterated by Mike Tyson. Guys, sometimes I've walked out of my office white as a sheet because I don't realize, like, I can't believe what has just happened in the markets. I mean, there's been times when I've been sitting in trades or whatever and gone to get lunch or gone to the loo or whatever the story is, and you get back and some tweet has dropped or some news has come out and they absolutely flush you out. And you stand there staring at your screen because you didn't have a stop, because you just thought, oh, well, I'm watching this or whatever the story. You walk out and you start refreshing your screen and there's nothing on the screen. And then you reset your browser and there's nothing there. And then you realize they've come and they have chowed you and they've liquidated you. And, you know, these guys can be absolutely brutal in this crypto market. So again, anyone out there, you guys definitely are not alone. It's happened to all of us. And you know, it's part of the trading system, especially if you're trading leverage, guys. Big highs and big lows that they can come and hit you with. Okay, let's see. I'm talking too much here. We gotta get some more of these altcoins out here. Let's see. The next one I've got for you. We've done Sol, ETH, BONK. Let's do 𝗬𝗍. That was another nice mover, and there it goes. Okay, this was a trade. Look, there's been multiple opportunities. I spoke to you guys about this one as well yesterday, and I dropped it in Sniper Club again. We had 2 goes at our entry box here on the 618 trend retest for 𝗬𝗍, and off it goes. It's a big staking narrative. And now we're pushing this TP for the 3rd time. What you can do now, guys, if you have missed this move, obviously looking bullish, but subject to BTC behaving, you want to track the support area now. You want to try and understand where this thing can reject, where can it find support, and how do I get a piece of this if I've missed this move. So here's a potential way you could look at it. For example, if I were you, I would look at something along these lines, a little push up into horizontal resistance over there, then that little retest back, and then maybe that next move coming out in play there. So that is the only way you can handle the 𝗬𝗍 now, in my opinion, if you didn't get this original entry down at 1.02. So this trade is still hot and strong. Obviously, they played games up, down, but yeah, it is looking good at the moment. So once we have confirmed support, 1.116, 1.114, anywhere around there, if we get confirmed support there on 𝗬𝗍, then there might be something that you can nibble on and play around with. Okay, Surf and Scuba Dude says, what about File? Well, yes, Filecoin. I was trying to dig that out for you earlier. I've got a great researcher that does some work with me. His name's Rodolfo. You guys must follow him on Twitter. Rodolfo, if you're in the chats here, just drop your Twitter handle there. Rodolfo actually told me. So there was a Binance hearing today, and they labeled Filecoin a security again, and yeah, probably some pressure there for Filecoin, I would say. So if we got time, I will try and grab that chart. So yeah, Rodolfo, just drop your Twitter handle there. I can see he is in the chats. And there's people comment about Ponky. Guys, yeah, there's a big meme vibe going on here, and we've been playing around with this Ponky token, and it's been pumping. A lot of the guys here at Banter love trading these meme coins, and they might even be making a meme coin show in the near future. So look out for that. But I'm going to try and bring you some meme coin trades as well. I've got a special guest hopefully coming on Thursday, and we're going to talk some of these meme coins, and we're going to get dark and dirty in some of these. We're going to get onto this bird eye, and we're going to look and see what we can do. Okay, let's see. Next. Oh yeah, here's a hot one. Here's a dog. So here's DOGE daily. And again, today we watched it sweat into 618 horizontal 200-day MA. This was always going to be a potential reaction zone. Now remember, if you get these reaction zones, you can't guarantee how high it's going to bounce. There's a lot of factors at play, but what you can do is understand that these are hot zones and figure out where these are on your charts. When you're learning how to chart, look for these areas. Here's DOGE again, 618 horizontal. We pinged multiple times on dailies. It was a 618 fib plus 200-day MA support. So balance of probabilities tells us we may get some kind of reaction here when the market is melting down. So DOGE right now, there is a support region here for you, 0.0759. 0.076. That is a support area you want to watch. And again, if things start turning south and they want to send us lower, you're going to get some kind of reaction on that 200-day MA. We saw Matic do that for us, and then a bounce, and then they're going to potentially send you lower. So big levels to watch for DOGE, 0.068, and current support 0.076. That is your current support area. Okay, I'm just reading the chats. Crypto Banter says liquidate the likes. Oh, it's so rough, guys. Some days are just rough out there, aren't they? Okay, let's see what else I've got for you. I've got Render for you guys. This was also, a banger move. So Render, I was licking my lips. I was getting so excited. I was sitting here with a limit order at this 100-day MA at 382, and I thought, no, this can't be that they were going to gift me Render on this 100-day. And obviously some other people had the same idea here because they front ran this area. And I was really looking for this bounce. So right now, what I can say is that Render's current low, this candle low that you can see, it's like a pin bar. They're pushing it up hard. 3.51. That is your current support market to watch. So this candle has moved a bit, but you want to see them reclaim this horizontal quite nicely. Now you want to see them push in here, you want to see it reclaim this area, confirm that we're back in that range, and then the party is on for us. So right now this is just it's an unconfirmed move, but a nice strong bounce so far on render. So watch this wick low, call it 3.51. You lose that area, then I still like this 100-day MA and 382 lower down. So just get that on your charts. And just a reminder, this 382 was a massive 382 fib pool. I'm going to zoom out for you on the weekly, just so you guys understand the size of this fib and what it was doing here. So we got a fib pool from all the way down to where this move started, January 23. I pulled that fib from the low to the high, and it's a 382 fib. So we know that 3.4 is a banger area for render, and it's definitely first or second touch, that thing is going to react. Again, it doesn't guarantee that it's not going to eventually break it, but we know first time we come down there, we often get a strong reaction on those type of areas. Okay, next banger I've got for you, CAS. Now, remember, I opened this put option on Coincall for CAS, and I thought I was getting quite excited. I thought this thing's going to play out, and it might still play out. So what are we looking at CAS? We can see CAS has lost this horizontal support region at 0.1. We've lost it. You can see this was big support for us previously, multiple times. You can see they pinged it once, bounced, pinged it again, bounced. Basically what BONK looks like at the moment. At some point, it's going to lose that horizontal support, but now it's how it behaves now that is key for us. If we get this candle close under this area, I'm going to say CAS is going to want to head lower, and we're looking at the 0.08 for CAS. So that is still in play, and just like that render chart, if you want to get bullish again on this, you want to see this push up, but you want to see it come back and print a lower high here and at least get some kind of support. I mean, a higher low, and at least get some kind of support at the 0.099 region, somewhere around there. If we can reclaim that for CAS, then we are back in that range, and then it's all systems go to the 50-day MA that we can target higher up. But right now, candle close under there, then I'm looking 0.080 for CAS. Okay, there's a question from 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 about Cosmos. I do happen to have Cosmos, which I never look at in my browsers here for you guys. I got a couple more to get through here. Let's see. There's questions on Audi as well. Steph says, hi, what's up, Steph? Anna and Rich Barnes, how's the stacks? We got to look at stacks. I think it hit our zone as well. Okay, here we are. Uni, this was my uni plan. And again, right now on paper, it looks like it's going to play out, but it's got a long way to go. There's a lot of work here for uni. But again, same setup to Sol. We're looking at a similar move here. So any bullish moves from these areas, I'm looking at with sort of a bearish hat on at the moment, and I'm suggesting here that we need to look to short or at least take profits on these bounces when we get to these resistance zones, and I'm going to show you why. This is the 50-day MA pushing up here. We know these altcoins love reacting on the 50-day MA. I've got a 618 in this region as well. We know they like that, and we're going to have a trend resistance zone, and a little bit higher we got another trend in that area. So to me, that tells me if uni wants to pump higher, if it gets to 6.4, that is a big zone, that is a big reaction zone, big TP zone for me on uni. And the bears, well, they're going to be looking at that and saying, okay, cool, here's a potential short from this region for the bears. And again, you're going to be shorting 50-day MA, 618 horizontals and trend resistance areas. So that could be a nice little ticket for you guys. And then you want to look at lower levels. And if this head and shoulders is going to play out, you're going to be looking at least this 4.8 level for uni. So if we do get that, number one, we first got to get a bullish pump into these areas. But if we do hit these areas, don't turn super bullish. Put your alarms on your trading view or whatever you're charting on. Set your alarms there. And remember this conversation. If we hit that area, that is an area you need to, number one, TP, and number two, potentially look for shorts. And I will obviously be reminding you guys about this along the way. Okay, let's see what else we got. Travel, guys, listen, again, the bosses upstairs, they keep telling me, I keep forgetting. I'm supposed to say, if you like the content, subscribe. hit the like and subscribe. So here we go. Alan, the head of Banter YouTube. Yeah, I hope I'm making you. I hope I'm saying the right things here for you. Hit the subscribe button so you get the alarm, and hit the likes. And hopefully I did it right. Ray, do you think I did it right? Did I do it right?
They need to obliterate the likes.
Obliterate the likes and subscribe. This is how you get notifications that I'm going live or that we are on. Okay, so and we can watch the subscriber buttons tick on Banter Plus there, so we'll figure it out. Okay, so guys, let me know by increasing the subscriber button that I've done it right. Okay, next for you, I've got Atom, another interesting one on a major weekly level. So we've had a little bounce here for Atom, and remember this tweet that I was talking about earlier when we're saying, guys, zoom out, minus 30%, zoom out. Well, here we are. We've had an absolute bleed out on Atom, and what am I doing for you? I'm zooming out, saying, look at the situation, and Atom has drifted into a major weekly area. So we know when we drift into these big zones, these are potential areas where we get our reactions. And when you start throwing a 618 into the mix and on a massive weekly pull from October 23, and we pull that to the high and we get a 618, we know balance of probabilities we're going to get a reaction in this area here for Atom. So Atom traders, your support you're looking at now, 8.57 down to 8.2. And again, this is for long-term investors, DCA guys. If Atom's your thing, you want to zoom out, you want to look at this chart, and you can see your support areas where you can buy this token. And again, you can do this to all these tokens. You're going to see all these others, Sol, Phantom, all these guys, they've all zoomed out. You zoom out on the weekly, you're going to see they're most likely sitting on big weekly support areas now that you guys can play with, and especially the DCA guys. That's going to work out very nicely there for you. Hegler says he subbed to the channel because of the show. I appreciate that, bro. I really do. Let's see. Bratia says, where are your TP zones for Injective? Well, you're right in time because we're going to talk Injective right now. Injective, 8 hour. Look at this, okay? Another one I want to show you. We saw Render bounce on that 382. That was a major 382 pull. Look what Injective has done here on the 8 hour. I mean, you can't make this shit up. Look at this, how it's come down onto this 382. This was a big weekly 382 pull that I got on Injective, and look at this. It's pinged it to perfection here at 30.3. So that was a hot zone for Injective. And what you're going to get now is you got a similar look to Render and a lot of these tokens. We've got a downtrend. There's a lot of work here to do for Injective currently. And your horizontals that you want to look at, you can see this zone, 33, 34 is your resistance area, tied in with a 50-day MA. So what you want to see again, any pushes into this area, you need to be careful. This is a potential TP zone. This is an area where you're lifting your stops, where you're taking profits, you're de-risking a little bit, because we can only turn bullish on Injective when we get the break of trend, the retest, and then we can kick on and maybe start looking at that 42 region. But until we are clear and broken through this 50-day MA and horizontal at about 34, that area, we need to be cautious. And remember now, your support that you want to watch is this major 382 for Injective at 30, call it 30.4. If you lose that 30.4 region, all I can give you is the next horizontal at 20, call it 29, and then you've got a 100-day MA and another horizontal lower down. So these are stink bid zones. These are areas where if we do get a big flush out, these are your next reaction zones where you can expect a reaction like you're seeing now in these types of areas. So lower down, call it 24. So your numbers are 24, 28 to 29, and 30.4. Those are your main support zones for Injective. And remember, when we hit that 50-day MA, TP, take something off the table, just play it safe. Okay, we might get a reversal up there. Jack Lee says he likes the content. He's learning a lot. Guys, as long as I can help you guys, you know what? I've been through all this crap. I've been smashed. I've made lots of cash. I've lost lots of cash. I've done it all. I'm fast tracking you guys into this stuff. So just pay attention to these levels, and you know, we can save you a lot of pain here. Just watch these reaction zones, play the areas right, and I'll sort you guys out. Okay, let's see what else we got. AVAX. And I've got one more for you after this. Okay, so AVAX, another example, little reaction. I wanted AVAX a little bit lower. Yesterday, I went long on AVAX on Prime XBT, and I got stopped out. Luckily, I had a stop in place. So I put that stop in place. And when I looked again, I was stopped out and that trade was over. That was over here at the 618. And now we have dipped lower and we've pinged our first reaction zone. But the juicy area that I really wanted to see for AVAX was the 618 level and horizontal at about 24.3 to about 24.6. That was the hot zone that I wanted. Right now, any pumps for AVAX, you're looking at moves into a resistance area. Remember, that was our support before. So we're looking at a potential rejection there. That could possibly play out. So the same way you're looking at ejective pumping into horizontals, look out for that rejection in that area. If we do pop up, well, you know, then the party's on, guys, because we're going to be buying that retest on the 618, and we're going to be saying, oh, we're so back on, and we're going to pull this tweet up again, and we're going to be like, oh, here we are so back plus 10%, and we're going to get bullish again. But until we start breaking those areas, we can't get that bullish again. That's your resistance zone. So look out for 30.1. That is your area you need to pay attention to now for AVAX. Breakthrough, confirm support over that region, and then it might be on for another move. Rob says, play the bull song again. I'm sure I've got the bull song here in the back. Look, that bull song definitely helped us push. That soul trade higher. Ray, what's the likeage here?
Now the likeage was right around 400, 388.
Okay, guys, 450 likes. I'll play you that bull song. It was made for me by Thomas. He's in the chats. The guy said he got stopped out. He got liquidated. Guys, let's play his bull song that he made me. Let's cheer him up. Okay. 450 likes.
We're at 407 already.
Are we there yet, Ray?
407. We'll get there.
Okay, guys, come. 43 likes. I'm going to play you the bull song that was made for me for a bull market. And we can play it when we get a bounce. Okay, let's get a bounce. And we got a bounce here, so let's play it. While we wait, here's Super. Okay, something to watch. I know there's some Super fans out there. And I just randomly chose this one today just to look at because we were talking about it the other day. Super interesting area that we're going to watch here. What I've got for you guys, support-wise, Super traders, anything down to 0.51. That is a potential double bottom hot area here for Super. You can see we've pinged it once. Maybe they're going to come back and test it one more time. That is your first support region, 0.5, call it 0.51. That type of area is good. If BTC wants to flush, BTC wants to go harder, we're looking 0.44. That is your next zone, okay? These areas are marked out quite nicely here. So it's 0.44, 0.344. Those are the hot zones. If we get moves lower, those are your hot zones where you're looking at. And anything higher than that, if it holds this 51, we've got a higher low. And it is still technically a little bit bullish there. Okay, so we can play it like that if we do get that bounce. Okay, where were those likes there, Ray?
We need 7 more.
Okay, I'm going to play it for them anyway. Guys, here's the bull song they were requesting. I won't give you the whole song. We'll listen to some of it. Maybe we can cheer Thomas up there for us. Hopefully he didn't get too smashed there. But he's a bit of a rocker, so he made that. And he also gave me that whip sound. Tell me if I should play this permanently in the back. 1 HP Reaper says, play the bear song first to trick them. Hubert says he wants to buy Ray a new microphone. 𝗛𝗏𝗀𝗁 says the daily 618 at 1 inch looks juicy. Yeah, it does look juicy. Guys, these alts look like they're in good areas. My only concern right now, I'm just going to turn this down a bit. My only concern right now is that BTC didn't hit an area we needed it to hit. So we just need to be a little bit cautious, a little bit patient here. Okay, so guys, that was Thomas's bull song that he gave us there so nicely. Okay, so let's just check on BONK quickly. Let's see if I'm still alive. Okay, haven't been wrecked yet on BONK. And let's see BTC. Let's take a look there. Okay, so BTC, guys, I'm going to zoom in here for you, just so you get the picture. You can see we've had a little pump here. They're trying to push higher, but now we are at resistance for BTC. So don't be surprised if it rejects here. And remember, if they start sending us lower, the next hot zone of interest for me 37.5, anywhere in this region, lower down here. So watch that area. And again, eyes on dominance. Let me just let me take the screen off here. This is important stuff because, you know, often we often see BTC on a nice big support area when these alts are on corresponding support areas, and it feels like it's a little bit disjointed here for me, and BTC is not doing or not reacting where it should. So maybe they oversold BTC with all the negativity and they want to just bring it back up to establish a nice support, or maybe they've got plans on sending it a little bit lower. So that remains to be seen. If they do send it lower, the higher these alts pump now while BTC sits here, remember, if they start sending BTC lower, these alts will pull back, but they're probably going to print a lower high, a higher low. Okay, while BTC settles there, keep one eye on dominance, and remember where those lows were from today, those wicks. That is what you need to watch. We start losing those, and then things start turning ugly again. But yeah, let's see how it goes. We're going to catch up again tomorrow. Hopefully, you're going to be all right. Play it safe out there. Remember, guys, TP. Don't FOMO. Don't overtrade. If you didn't get the perfect entry, just wait. We'll get another one. Okay, we might get a short tomorrow. We might get anything along those lines. Okay, so play it safe. Catch you guys tomorrow. Hopefully everyone survives the next 24 hours. Catch you guys later.